Hey patrons, what is going on? Hexlex here. Got another Master Duel video for you, and it's Monday, which means it's time for another viewer special. So yeah, I know I said in my latest, kind of channel update video that I was going to be changing some of the style of content that I make and the frequency of my uploads, but the viewer special is something that I don't want to mess with because I like it. I feel like it's kind of a cornerstone of the channel at this point. What we do here every Monday is that we take a look at replays from you all, the viewers. I like to give you all a platform to show off your cool games because, like, I'm not the only one out here playing cool games. That's kind of one of the core thoughts that I had when starting the viewer special is, like, how many awesome games are out there not getting seen because, you know, this person's not necessarily a content creator or posting the games to YouTube like I do. So, figured that this is a nice opportunity, a nice space for you all to kind of get that, exposure? It kind of sounds scummy when I say it that way. But, no, yeah, if you want to show off your replay to everybody here on the channel, then what you're going to want to do is, go to the description below. You're going to find an invite link to our Discord server there, the Hexlexplex. We have a channel under the Master Duel section called Viewer Special Submissions. There you can leave your 9-digit player ID, so that way I can see your publicly saved replays. Please do make sure that you are saving them as public, and that this number is entered correctly. If that's not the case, I will not be able to view your games. And yeah, the only other thing is that you can submit as many different games as you'd like. That's completely fine. If you got 15 different replays, you can submit all 15. The only thing I don't ask is that you don't submit the same game every single week. But we don't really have issues with people doing that, so it'll be fine. But yeah, enough of the rambling from me. Why don't we go ahead and start looking at some of your games? Okay, so our first duel comes to us from Sarah Josie, or Sarah Yosi, maybe? Hopefully I didn't butcher your name too badly there. We have a game here where we're going to be taking a look at White Forest with Dinomorphia. Very interesting combination here, also playing the Fiendsmith engine, but it does make sense. I mean, White Forest wants you to have a lot of spell trap cards, and Dinomorphia is all about having a ton of back rows, so I definitely see it. I see the vision. I can't wait to see it played out. And our opponent is going to be on a pretty typical looking Millennium Fiendsmith Snake Eye deck. So definitely going to get to see the full potential of this deck as it battles against one of the best decks of the current format. Let's see how we open here. We are taking the first turn. All right, we got a healthy selection of back row here, as well as the Rusia as well. I wonder if we're going to go for that on turn 1 or not. Theresia setting Frenzy, set 4, and now we're just going to pass. That makes sense. Just not trying to chance it by hoping we top deck something really good. I get it. Just go with the safe play. Alright, our opponent's going to lead with Fiendsmith's Tract, and we're immediately firing off the Dinomorphia Frenzy. So we'll let us fuse the Diplos and the Pterosaur looking one from the extra deck. I don't remember what that one's called. Into Kent Regina. Opponent's adding Engraver off the tract, and then pitching a Lurie that was already in their hand. Alright, so Lurie's coming out onto the board. Kent Regina effect activating, banishing the Frenzy, of course, to activate it. And this time we're going to fuse Theriza and Rexterm into another Rexterm. Alright, now our opponent's going to link off their Lurie into Fiendsmith's Requiem. Requiem F activating here. Couldn't really chain Skill Drain or anything like that to it because, of course, it is a quick effect and could simply dodge the Skill Drain. Okay, interesting. So they equipped the Requiem, but they haven't used the effect. I guess they're trying to send it off of a Snake Eye card, but we have the Dinomorphia Impact to negate their, what's it called? Their Snake Eye Ash. Now they're going to call by the Rexterm in our yard, so we're chaining our Rexterm to drop the attack while we still have a chance to do that. Alright, now Tract F activating here to fuse the onboard Engraver with an in-hand Engraver as well. This is going to go for Fiendsmith's Lacrima. Lacrima effect activating, and they're going to get back the Engraver. At this point, we're going to activate Ferret Flames, putting back both of their monsters. That is by far my least favorite card when playing against Dinomorphia myself. Ferret Flames is so annoying. It's very, very good. Oh, and the final card in our opponent's hand was the Diabell Star to set the original Sinful Spoils. Moving to battle phase here, threatening to try to battle over our Theriza. But of course, we can simply use the Graveyard effect of Dinomorphia Impact, which nullifies the damage. I thought it reduced the damage, but actually completely nullifies it. We need to bring back Diplos and mill a Dinomorphia card. Main phase 2, our opponent's going to try to go into some more plays here, pivoting into the Poplar. Oh, I also just realized, we can't activate Skill Drain because we don't have 1,000 life points to pay. I was about to be like, wow, I'm really surprised we haven't used it yet. It's like, yeah, we can't. So, okay, I see what they're doing. They want to send, those two for Doom Dragon. That'll trigger Flamberge's effect to bring back Ash and Poplar, while also pushing the Rexterm into the back row. And unfortunately for us now, our opponent's got pretty free reign to start going into their plays at this point. Because again, we can't flip the Skill Drain to stop them here. So they're making the Promethean Princess. Activating to bring back the Flamberge. Flamberge F to push Kent Regina into the spell trap. Now linking Prom Princess and Poplar into Sunlight Wolf before passing. Probably should have done that the other way around, right? Like, as in, shouldn't they have Oh, but they brought back Prom Princess with Flamberge, right? So they couldn't summon into Sunlight Wolf Zone because they used Prom Princess as a material. Never mind. Okay. Alright, now we're going for Rusia. We did some of this in Sunlight Wolf Zone, but it's not going to be that big of a deal. They're just putting back the Snake Eyes Doom Dragon. Yeah, that's fine. But this does let us go into the Diabell, Queen of the White Forest. And we're sending the targeted card with Temple. That's good. In order to bring out our Rasila. Oh, and then this is how we're going to pivot into White Forest plays. That's smart. Oh, I really like that. I like using Diabell like that. And then we can use the Rusia to dodge. I mean, the Promethean Princess still gets summoned, but it still dodges the destruction, as in we still get a body out of it. Searching up LZ. They get to bring back stuff with the Flamberge here. This will trigger both Oak and, well, not Poplar, because it doesn't look like they have another card to add. So we're using LZ to send the in-hand Dinomorphia intact, and now we can sync for another 6. This one's going to be Sylvie? It is Sylvie. Wolf Tamer of the White Forest. We'll flip all their stuff into face-down defense mode. Moving to battle phase, we can battle over their monsters and deal double piercing damage. And that's actually going to be enough for a lethal right there. Yeah, because the 2,800 piercing damage, and it's doubled, so that's up to 5,600. Wow! I always forget that it's double piercing damage from the Sylvie. I feel like I've missed lethal for getting that sometimes. That was really, really well played. Thank you very much for showing off that game. Getting to see both sides of this deck, both engines at play here was very, very cool. Good stuff. We still got a couple more to check out. Let's go into the next one. Okay, so our next game comes to us from Trey. Trey is playing an interesting combination of Blue Eyes and Tenpai in the same deck. And is going to be playing against a Runic deck for this video, or this replay rather. Now, unfortunately, being a dual scope game, we can't actually take a look at the list, but we're just going to dive on in and check out this gameplay. So I'm particularly curious, Blue Eyes Tenpai, are we trying to go first or second? Do we want... Okay, we are going first. Interesting. So I wonder if we're mostly just using the Tenpai engine to go into... Well, I guess we could look at the extra deck here for maybe a bit of insight. Oh, interesting. Okay, I wondered if we were going to try to do some Ancient Fairy Dragon shenanigans with maybe the Mausoleum. But to be fair, Mausoleum is already searchable by Spirit, so that does seem pretty unnecessary. It looks like we have slotted the Tenpai OTK into a Blue Eyes deck. Which is actually, you know, you've seen other decks, especially in the TCG, do this quite a bit, where it's like, if you've got the room for a Tenpai engine, Well, now all of a sudden you can just have the option to play really well going second. Or you can do like we're doing here and just do our regular like turn 1 combo line if we, you know, win the coin flip. So starting off with Sage, Maiden, True Light, then going into Spirit. Got so many hand traps here too, it's so good. Getting the Mausoleum, getting to bin the Mausoleum, or getting to activate the Mausoleum, rather, we'll bin later. Summoning Blue Eyes off the Roar of the Blue-Eyed, and then Wishes gets to equip the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, pivoting into Tyrant, activating Spirit F, sacking for the Blue Eyes White Dragon. At this point, Maiden gets to come back. Now we can activate Mausoleum, target the Maiden, chain Maiden, and that'll let us summon our other, our Sage. Yep, there it is. Mausoleum dumps the other Blue Eyes, and then now we can make our 2 Spirit Dragons. Classically strong end board of the double Spirit Dragons. I meant to say deceptively. It's not that classic. The deck like just came out in MD. But the deceptively powerful end board. So, oh, interesting. We're using Magnum Hut now. Getting an extra summon for Valor and activating Spirit Dragon. Okay, so we're still comboing here. We're not done yet. I see, we're gonna make Sifir and Ultimate Spirit Dragon on our turn. And then are we gonna go into a Seals with well, no, Seals is 2 dragons, right? Oh, interesting, we're keeping Valor? Oh, okay, I think I might understand now. So Valor, or so for Genroku during the end phase for Fadra. Interesting though, we kept the Valor on the board. I understand summoning the Magnum Hut. Maybe we'll see use for the Valor here as their turn plays out. Going for Shundra during the draw phase there. But it's going to go for Upstart Goblin, so it's Sky Striker. Oh no, it's Runic, we already knew that. Oh, I see, it's one of these kind of Runic decks. So we're negating the 1-day of peace, that way we can deal damage on the follow-up turn. Card Scanner, oh, this is certainly a Runic deck of all time. Oh, I wonder if it's an all-spell list, and that's why they're playing Card Scanner and stuff like Upstart. It almost feels that way, honestly. Okay, they've burned through all 3 Upstarts now. They're going to take control with Triple Tack, taking the Spirit Dragon, which has already used the effect, so that's fine. Alright, Destruction on the True Light. We're chaining Effect Valor on the Ultimate Spirit Dragon. Oh, because they can still use the Omni Negate, right, because it's you can negate, right? You can only use the effect once per turn. Thankfully, Sifir is able to block the True Light Destruction, but they're going to stack a Typhoon on top of the Ultimate Spirit Dragon that they took from us. Try to activate the effect here. I mean, it will resolve, but we're going to Ghost over the Typhoon all the same. And let's see what they end up bouncing. It's, yeah, going to be the Sifir. So actually, if they'd just done that in the other order, they could have negated, or rather bounced our Sifir and then wiped our board, but people aren't reading. Oh, good message. Wait, they are playing monsters. That's wild. I assumed it was an all-spell deck because of the card scanner, but they are actually playing monsters. All right, we're going to go Majesty. They're going to chain the Smiting Storm to summon. We've got the Maxi and the True Light to counter that. Well, True Light's not really a counter. We're just sneaking in the Blue Eyes here. Alright, Maxi, now we get to draw off their summon of Hugin, and Hugin they're going to use to dodge the Majesty here. Alright, Maiden gets to activate, so does their Fountain as well. But that's probably fine. I mean, let's say top deck, like, okay. They still have access to Flashing Fire and Freezing Curses, yeah, so there is that. But now we're sinking Shundra with the Magnum Hut to go for Baron de Fleur. This will not only let us pop the Messenger of Peace, but also insulate us against something like the Flashing Fire, which they did end up having here. Yeah, now at this point, even if they have Freezing Curses, it's like, that's fine. Alright, with Messenger of Peace gone, now we can battle with our big dragons again. I'm going to activate both Sage and Maiden Fs here. Maiden is going to bring back the Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then Sage will get to summon the Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Moving to battle phase here, Jet Dragon, attacking and then bouncing the face down monster. Good call, because that could have been something like Fossil Dino, which obviously would have not been great for us here. And of course, you gotta finish with the original Blue Eyes White Lightning. Good stuff, good stuff. So yeah, even though we are mostly utilizing Tenpai to have an OTK line, as you can see here, it does actually help with our Blue Eyes comboing as well, insulating us with the Baron de Fleur and letting us battle with the Blue Eyes. Good stuff. Thank you, Trey, for sharing that one. We have one more game to check out before we finish off. Let's end off over there. And our final game comes to us from Arcane Ape. Arcane Ape is rocking it's a Duelist Cup game, so we're not going to be able to see the list, but Arcane Ape is rocking the April Bystial Fiendsmith deck with like Cyber Skagit and DPE and all that stuff. And it looks like for this game, we're going to be up against Snake Eye Fiendsmith. I definitely want to play this deck more, the like Oops All Engines deck. I think it's a lot of fun. And it's also quite good. Like if you look on Untapped, and sort by win rate, it's like, I think it's in the top 10 decks right now. It's definitely up there. Alright, so they're leading with Tract for Lurie. We have Fuelos in our opening hand, but not a ton of other hand traps here. But of course, Fuelos could very easily draw us into more hand traps. We're going to use Fuelos as soon as Lurie hits the board, and looks like they are going to go into the Requiem anyway, giving us a draw. And we already have another hand trap, that's pretty good. Saving the Ash Blossom, very good, very good. Not using it just yet. Ooh, there's another Fuelos. So we're going to Ash their Bonfire, which I actually like this because this definitely forces them to have like more plays in their hand, which are probably not as good. But actually, never mind, they just have Snake Eye Ash. Wow, they were just holding it. So we're going to go Ash for Poplar. Poplar F for Subversion, really? Subversion, huh? Firing off another Fuelos here. And they are still going to summon from the deck. Now we get to draw 2 cards. And then as they go to summon off of Oak, we have a Maxi now as well. They're just going for it. And that is actually something Arcane Ape said on their little blurb here, is that they took the C plus Fuelos challenge. They are just going for it. So now whenever they summon from deck, we get to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3... Alright. Now, we do slightly run the risk of decking out here. Like, we have 27 cards in deck, which sounds like a lot, but at this rate, they just need 9 summons from the deck or extra deck in order to deck us out. Now, granted, we're now starting to draw into more hand traps that we can actually make use of, instead of just more Ash Blossoms. We can use Valor to negate the sequence, which will stop a summon there. And thankfully, non-deck related summons are only going to draw us 1 card here, so can't deck us out that quickly. We're getting more negates here, I'm noticing as well, which is a good thing. Okay, there's the Doomed Dragon. Ooh, we got an Ogre there as well. Ogre! Alright, so we're using they're rather using Tract's Graveyard effect to go for the Desiree. Sequence F. We're going to chain Valor to negate the Desiree. Yeah, because it can't be targeted while Sequence is equipped. And it can stop something like Imperm. But it looks like they're just going to go SP Pass at this point. And we have 14 cards left in deck, so... It was a little close. Not like the most. Oh, look at this. We're actually putting stuff back with Fuelos. This is literally the first time I've ever seen this. You know, it's funny how, like, Fuelos has this big drawback attached to it, but it almost never comes up unless your opponent super pops off like ours did here. And, wow, they're using Desiree on the first Tract. Talk about an itchy trigger finger. Listen, if you've got an Omni Negate and your opponent has this many cards in hand, you gotta be really picky about when you use it. You cannot just be firing off against the first thing that they start with. Alright, now we're pivoting into our Link Disciple and Devotee line with our Cybers cards here. Devotee, of course, lets us summon out multiple tokens. Now, unfortunately, because the devotee was tributed, we don't get our tokens. But also now our opponents played their last, what's it called? Their last disruption card, right? So, ooh, Royal SP Little Knight, very, very nice. We're gonna finish up with the Fusion Destiny here, going into DPE. Yeah, that's kind of the thing about this deck, right? Is that it doesn't really have a lot of ways to cleanly OTK the opponent. But you don't have to a lot of the time just because of how good of a control deck this is. And then we can even dodge the Desiree Send here by using Little Knight. So it looks like going into their turn, we're going to have Imperm, cross out Ash Blossom, Druiswarm, Little Knight, and DPE coming back here on the standby phase. They'll have a Little Knight of their own as well, but yeah, we're definitely very well equipped against their board here. They're going to use Subversion, that's right, they did search that last turn, on the Druiswarm. Going for Fuelos here, they're going to try to use Engraver's effect, but we can simply use Crossout and call our own Engraver to stop that. So now they have to link off Little Knight with their Fuelos, and I imagine this is Prom Princess? Yeah. But at this point, we can simply... We can Imperm, we can DPE, we can Little Knight. There's so many different ways to handle this here at this point. Although I think we could have ended up saving... Yeah, we could have saved our Imperm if we had used DPE's effect after the summon of Promethean Princess. But it's not going to matter here at this point. You know, even though this deck can't OTK especially easily, we're so in control of this game between the Little Knight and the DPE and the Ash Blossoms in hand that it doesn't matter anymore. And sure enough, yeah, they didn't even top deck anything there. Alright, drawing one last Firewall Guardian, moving to battle phase, and we get to finish them off with the DPE. Good stuff. Yeah, that's a great control deck. I really should get back into this deck. Thank you, Arcane Ape, as well as everybody else who shared games for this viewer special. You know, it's like I always say, we could not do this series without you all submitting games. So thank you to everyone who did submit. Even if you didn't get featured, there is always this next week, and your submissions are, as always, an important part of the process. But that's going to do it for now, so let's move on to our outro. Hey everybody, Hexlex here. Just want to give you a huge thanks for watching all the way to the very end of the video. Believe it or not, that is actually one of the best ways that you can support the channel, is by watching the videos in their entirety. But there are many ways in which you can support the channel if you are so interested. The names that you're seeing on screen here, I gotta give an extra special thanks to, because these are people who have chosen to either become a member on YouTube, which if you're interested you can do as well via the join button next to the subscribe button down there, or have signed up over on Patreon and become members there. Link to that is going to be in the description below. Without the support that is being offered by, again, all the people that you're seeing on screen right here, I would not be able to take the time to dedicate to uploading daily YouTube videos. So thank you so very much. But there are also other ways you can support as well. Again, link to the description below. If you like my deck tracker that you'll see in a lot of my videos, the Untapped Companion, you can download that for free, and if you use my affiliate link down there, then that also goes a long way towards supporting the channel. That's, again, free. So is subscribing here on YouTube. That's also free and a huge way to support. You can also check out Twitch, once again linked in the description below. Following and subscribing over there will not only support as well, but also give you notifications of when I go live if you want to catch some of the live streams. But really, no matter how you choose to support, it all adds up, and it all definitely means the world. So thank you, each and every one of you. For now, this is Hexlex. I'm going to be signing out. But more than that, I'm hoping that you have a fantastic day.